Hi, everyone. This is Robin Kinnie with another episode of Motor City Woman TV, and I have a special treat for you today. Ber-Henda Williams. Ber-Henda is a visionary and empath coach. She is someone who I personally reached out to because I was stuck and I needed some help, and she helped me. So I'm hoping that she can do the same for you. Ber-Henda is someone who overall has helped so many different people to find their paths and to find their power. So enjoy this very special episode. I'm always so excited to connect with you just because you are such a light and you've been such a light for me over the years, and especially during this time where I think I was on autopilot, and then like that day I just broke, and just so happened that when you called back, I was in the midst of breaking. I'm like, nope, I got it in control. We're doing this, and now I got this. I got my schedule, and it was like, okay, I'm getting overwhelmed. And so I thank you again for that, for being there to really give me a soft place to fall and to kind of just crumble, because I think I needed to crumble first. Yeah. Instead of just like, nope, I got it. And it was like, no, I'm hurting, I'm frustrated, and I'm sad. And I need to identify those emotions in order to move forward.
Ooh. Yeah.
So like, no. But it's so interesting. After our conversation and after that, I instantly felt better. My stomach pains went away, and it was like a sense of clarity.
Amen.
It's like a path that was dark was like lit up. Like, okay, no, you need to do this, followed by this, followed by this. And so I'm happy that you're one of our first guests on Motor City Woman TV, because this is something that I had written in my journal years ago, and I just didn't know how it was going to come to fruition and what it would look like. I just written down Motor City Woman TV, and the Spirit told me, what are you waiting for? You have content. People need to see these conversations. They want to connect. Use what you have. I've given you everything you need. And here we are. Amen, amen.
Amen. Well, thank you, so much for, contextualizing the experience. And I'm hoping that your viewers that are tuning into this understand the gravity of sisterhood. It's my job to take care of you. I'm mandated. It's like an unwritten sisterhood code. I don't know where it was originally scribed, but it is set upon our hearts. That's what we do.
When the other one is not as strong, the sister comes in, nope, you got this. We're going to do this together. We're going to get through this. And
absolutely.
And really that was it. And now I think we're like on week 5 or week 6.
That's right.
Week 6 of the stay-at-home order. And I can just, as I look back, because I have my kids doing a time capsule about this time and journaling what they're doing every day. They're journaling how they feel, what they're sad about, what they're missing. And I look back on that first week of the stay-at-home order and just remember this big chaos around, supplies. Everyone was like hoarding. And I was like, oh, that's such the American way. What do I need? Okay, I need to go out and I need to get like 50 rolls of toilet paper, and I need to get, 20 pounds of this. And now here we are more than a month later, and now I'm seeing the conversation, the media even pivoting more to our mental state.
That's right.
Because we're not used to being told that we can't do something or can't go somewhere, but also just the loss. I have a friend whose daughter was graduating from high school, and the loss of, I thought that I would be going to prom. I thought I would have a graduation, and now I have to let go of all of those things. And I don't know how to do that. So I'm seeing a lot of conversation about our mental well-being and how do we navigate this? Because this is not my lane. And, you know, if it wasn't for you and it wasn't for the Spirit telling me to reach out to Ber-Henda, because Ber-Henda is going to help you. Because I needed help, but I was not at a point to verbalize that I needed help, because I didn't know who was going to help me. And then the Spirit woke me up out of my sleep and said, have you reached out to Ber-Henda? Because your name had come up earlier in the week. Ber-Henda busy. We all have stuff going on. I'm not bothering that woman. And then like I sat up in the bed. It was like, reach out to Ber-Henda now. And then it got to now. And that's when I text you. So what can we do as we're, I think, somewhat getting comfortable to this new normal, but not really, because I still feel it. I still feel some aches. You know, I feel things where I'm like, oh, this still doesn't feel comfortable. But what can we do now that we're here? This is where we are. How do we protect our mental wellness during this time? What types of things can we do to be proactive so that hopefully you don't get to the point that I got where I just broke?
It's okay. And I'm so glad that you were obedient to the Spirit in reaching out, because I immediately picked up the phone. I was like, this is not a text conversation. You know, it was pushed on me to, so there's the confirmation that this definitely was a Spirit-led, ordained conversation, healing opportunity for both of us, because when you get healed, I get healed too. So my first recommendation to anyone is check out so you can check in, meaning check out of this world, get off your social media. Yeah. Take the app off your phone until Spirit dictates for you to get back on and check in. And I don't do emotional bypassing. What is it? Let's name it. Because facts are not truth. Fact, you could see a negative in your bank account, but the truth is we have a supply and a supplier who is infinite.
Hey.
Okay, so you can keep looking at what facts.
Press down.
Okay. And so facts, yes, we have lost so many people. I do not know anyone who has not had COVID come to their doorstep, and in some cases has not come into their house. But when we look at the time frame on which this is happening, Passover, Easter, all of this is these culminating, and in the time frame that it is happening, and that the cure is in the plasma, the cure is in the blood. That's curious. So that's really something to sit with. So to ease your mind and your spirit, tell the truth about where you are. If you're angry, say you're angry. If you are sad, say you're sad. And the biggest, most powerful prayer I have used is, I surrender. I don't know.
Oh, that is their prayer.
That's it. I surrender. I'm giving this all to you. I'm giving this whole situation to you. And kick, scream, break things, whatever you need to do. Journal it, burn it. I love to journal things. I like burning things. Anybody who knows me knows I'm the burning ceremony. I'm like, girl, what you burning? Everything.
Burn it all. Start
burn it. Yes. So we have to adopt a Phoenix mentality on a regular basis, that everything that is formed, when it is not built on a solid foundation, which we have seen in our world, the foundations of tyranny, fear, lack, suppression, oppression, phobias and fears. This is the system that we have been built on, but it's time for a new system. We couldn't keep going the way we were going.
No.
So what in your life is a faulty foundation? This is an opportunity for us to look at our own foundation. What have you built your life on? What have you built your identity on? Because all of it's being dismantled.
Yep. It's so interesting. I saw a post and it said, during this time, you'll really see what your idols are.
That's right.
Meaning, do you just like being able to say, oh, I'm super busy and not productive per se? Are you someone that's, oh, I love my family, but you're not really taking this time to spend time with your family, or you're just there, but you're not really there. So it's like, this is really putting a spotlight on what do you value when everything else is taken away. That's when right. It's just you in your space, and this is where you are every day. What do you value? How are you going to spend your time? I think that has been a huge part for me. I've been taking social media off and unfollowed and all of that. But it's like during this time, I could no longer say, oh, I'm busy, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I couldn't use that as an excuse anymore.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, which I was just like, okay, so what do I want to do? What brings me joy? What do I say that I value? Because now I have the time to really, spend time with my family, and like really spend time with my family on a level that it's been unseen for most families to be with one another for this amount of time, all day, every day. So it's interesting. And I wonder 20, 30 years from now, what will people look back on this time and say, will they concentrate on how we spent our time? And I love seeing how people are coming up with new ways to connect with one another and support one another, and the selflessness and the humanity, that where you see, and I was just like looking at commercials and like weeping of like, one commercial said that, we just want to help. We don't want you to buy anything. We just know that we are here, and whatever you need, we'll be here when this is all over, and I think that a lot of people need to hear that. I don't want anything from you. Yeah. I just want to make sure that you're okay, and know that whatever you need, I am here for you.
That's right. That's right. And that's really the truth of how we're going to get through this. But this is so intricate to our survival, is understanding that we are reliant on each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Our fates are connected.
Oh,
that's right.
On a worldwide scale. And that's what's so extraordinary,
isn't it?
About this. We know we all never seen anything like this, where we're all experiencing the same thing, same magnitude at the same time on this planet. And I like to use the analogy of it was like the universe and God saying, okay, you guys aren't going to reset on your own.
Nope.
Keep showing you signs that you need to reset. Keep showing you signs that you need to slow down. So look, I'm going to hold down the start button and pause everything and force you indoors and sit and
That's
wait.
Right.
And that's hard. It was hard for me, because I was like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And then it was just like, when those emotions started welling up, and it started getting higher and higher and higher. And I'm like, no, gotta stay busy, push it down. And they just kept coming up and up and up. And it was just like, I have to feel this, because if I don't feel it, I'm not, what are we doing? I'm not living. I have to work through this.
Yeah. Suppression, what we resist persists. And anytime we keep on, and I think for many entrepreneurs, it came to this, this is the time for me to work on my business, especially entrepreneurs that were in the space of maybe having a day job and having the entrepreneurship piece running down. But at the same time, it's not your doing that makes it happen. It's your being.
Right.
And we don't be
Right.
enough. It's not, you know, the book sale.
Right.
It's transactional. But the
Right.
spirit that you put into your business, the spirit that you
Right.
put into your book, that's where the real transformation
Right.
happens.
Right. Right. And I think you commented on that Facebook post because I kept seeing like these two camps. Hustle hard camp. Oh, you're home. You need to be doing this and you need to launch this. And other people who are like, look, chill, take a break. And there's a way to do both.
There's
Like
somewhere in the middle.
for them, I don't work every day. I don't
Good for
work on the
you.
weekends. I'm not available 24/7. I'm one day on, one day off right now, just to relax. This is not a vacation. There's some real things going on, and I feel it. I feel it all in my body. So
That's
I
right.
can't just ignore that. And I'm still working. And, you know, I was talking with a client this morning and they said, well, what is the turnaround time? And I said, well, I don't work every day. I work maybe 2-3 hours every other day right now. I've scaled down tremendously because I got 3 kids who are home and, you know, have needs. I have a partner. And then, you know, just processing all of this and everything is happening at such a rapid pace where you want to give yourself space
That's
to
right.
just be and just kind of absorb all this. I'm like, I'm not like working 40 hours a week and doing all this stuff. I'm going to do some stuff, but
That's
I'm
right.
not going to push myself and I'm not going to push others either. And for one of the rules that I have, if I make a request out to someone and after 2 attempts, especially right now, I totally back off. Cause, you know, 'cause it's just not that deep. You know, it's just like we're all going through something and I don't want to ignore, and no one should ignore. This is a global pandemic and people are dying.
That whole part. So having the same expectation of like, I don't know, 2 to 3 day turnaround, you have no idea. And in the blink of an eye, someone is being diagnosed. You look up, someone is on a ventilator. So it's like when you went to bed last night, you know, you saw the world one way.
Right.
And we have to, in this space, get comfortable with the discomfort. Because it's not ever going to be the world that we knew March 13th.
I know. And that's
Friday, March 13th.
Yep, I remember that. I remember sitting in the office, in the studio, and my kids were home, and I was just like, well, let me take some stuff home because, you know, it'll be a week or so. Let me take a few things home. And then it was just, you know, as the days went on, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be back in the studio for a while. I had to mentally let that go. I had to let that go. I had to let go of the plans. I took everything off my calendar so that reminders didn't pop up of this going on or that going on. Because then I got sad of like, oh, I was so looking forward to your event and working with the young ladies. So it was just like a grieving process. And I don't think that's over for me. And it's something that I have to really assist my children with. You know,
That's right.
One has a birthday in a couple weeks. And, you know.
Girl, mine is Thursday.
Oh, yours is Thursday. Oh my gosh. So we're like, accepting, okay, it's going to look different. We love you. It's still going to be the happiest of happy birthdays, but it's going to look different. And I think that's how we all are as a world. This is going to look different. We're still going to be happy. It's going to be joyful. We're going to jam. We're going to rock it out, but it's going to look a little different.
It's going to look different.
And that's okay.
Yeah. And I think it's the acceptance of what is, that there is a new normal. That celebrations, relationships, the way we do intimacy is going to be so different. But at the same time, going back to what you said earlier in the conversation, we weren't going to elect to do it as a society, as a culture. We were not going to elect to pause. You looked at your calendar. So when I looked at my calendar, it was amazing to me to see how much was on it, how many meetings, how many places that I had to be and show up. And, of course, I want to be there for my clients and support them. But at the same time, I don't think I included enough space, a white space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's what I want.
You free this time? Yep, I'm free that time.
I don't want to pack. I don't want to pack my life anymore. And in the spirit of transparency, yesterday was terrible. For me, yesterday was just absolutely just, I didn't want to do anything. And I had to deal with a doer's mentality.
Yeah.
I felt so unproductive. And so then the judgment and the ridicule came in because I didn't want to do anything. And it's like, is anyone going to die as a result of you taking some time off? I'm not COVID. So no one is going to die. And it's curious, in the prevention measures for this, it says to hydrate, which are things that we need to be doing anyway. Get 8 hours of sleep.
Yep.
Make sure that we're drinking tea, and we know the medicinal properties of tea. Don't load it up with sugar, but when we drink tea. So it's really curious that in the prevention are things that we need to be doing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. It's like, this is what you need to be doing anyway. That's so true. That's so true. And these are all things like,
keys for just good living.
Yeah.
Keys to good living.
Like God said, y'all wasn't going to do it on your own.
No, we weren't.
This is all part of the plan. This is, of course, no surprise to God.
None.
What was needed, this is what was needed to happen. And for people who believe in a God or higher being and being, women of faith as we are, I will say that I really had to lean on the word this past month or so, just because you not only experience grief and loss, so you grieve in that, but also it's like the scientists are scratching their heads and they're still figuring things out. So I'm like, you don't see an end in sight. Well, where's the vaccine and what's the plan? And you have to lean, on that faith of,
that's right,
everything is in divine order. Everything is in divine order. So what do you say to people who, we have a foundation of faith?
That's right.
But this is something that we don't know what's going on. Our administration, the political powers that be, the doctors are scrambling and scratching their heads. What do you say to people who are just like, I have that foundation of faith, but right now it's a bit shaky.
Right. This is something new. Like this is like, I got faith, but it's different. This is real different. So, we were talking earlier about how the weather pattern is just so wonky right now. We're in the middle and I know people watch from all over the world, but to contextualize things for those viewers who are not in the metropolitan area, it's snow coming down. And I just kept thinking, and ironically today is, the anniversary of my dearly departed Prince. April 21st.
April 21st.
2016. My baby left this world. And he has a song, Sometimes the Snow Comes Down in April.
Oh.
And
Sure does.
Yes. And he right there is the capstone of when you do what you've been born to do. So for those of us who are faith, do what is yours to do. When you feel helpless, you get grounded in the word.
Get grounded. I'm taking notes.
Yeah. Get grounded in it. And I know your viewers are from different faith traditions. So whatever your tradition has as a manual, the Torah, Talmud, the Quran, the Bible, whatever it is, because God has been revealing herself for the millennium. And It just seems like we're still not getting it.
Still not getting it.
So no matter how many iterations, we're just not getting it. So take it and put it in your heart space, not just read it for yes, it will soothe you, but take it as a directive, a personal directive, an edict for you and your household. What are we going to do in this space? Because when I say do can be something as simple as, let me stand in the space of the vision of wholeness that I want to see for the world. Let me stand in the gap. So for my praying sisters, come on, my Pentecostal sister gap standards, it's time for us to shift it off of you and you stand in the gap for the world. You hold the space and virtue that maybe others cannot hold right now. Stand in for those who are grieving. Stand in for those who have lost their jobs. Stand in for those frontline workers that are going to hospitals every day at 4 a.m. I sat and prayed with a nurse. I don't know why I was up at 4 a.m., but I just said, okay, God. And I saw her worry heart. She made a post when we just started a prayer, through inbox. This is what it's going to look like for those of faith, is praying for people. I don't know her. I do not know this woman other than we are connected on Facebook. But in that hour, it didn't matter that I didn't know her. I know she's a child of God. And my duty was to stand in and give her a word, because God needs a body. He's got a spirit. So amplify your spirit, and that is getting grounded. You can literally go outside and put your feet on the earth and get yourself grounded. A little chilly out here, but go and get grounded. Bring some earth in. Play some forest scenery on YouTube. You can go anywhere in the world on YouTube.
Sure can.
Yeah, go to your secret place, the tabernacle. I was listening to Shaka Khan this morning. I'm trying to say Shaka Khan gave it to me. Yes, go to your hiding place, and not the hiding place where you run and scare and put your head in the sand. No, the hiding place so that you can get closer. Because right now, God wants an intimacy like never before with you. And I mean that. I don't know who you are, but you. God wants an intimate relationship with you. Get rid of all the other messaging or whatever you've been listening to.
And distractions.
Yeah.
So what are some things that people can access? We're all at home. What are some resources that you as an empath can say, these are some resources that you can access right now in your home to really help you and guide you through this time, and like you said, and be still in this time and not try to rush through this time, but that it's going to help you to be able to say, I'm okay, and everything's going to be okay.
So I've never showered so much in my life.
We are so similar. I was just saying that to someone. I've never showered this much in my life.
I've never showered this much in my life. And so what I want to invite people to do, get you some sea salt. This is in a home, and honey, and make it a paste.
Okay.
And then baptize yourself. You can baptize yourself, get in the shower and treat it as a baptism, and see like a shower above your shower, like it's heaven raining down on you, and going into the drain is everything that you don't want. And you can start naming it. There's a lot of things, even prior to COVID-19, that I no longer want to see in my community. I don't want to see generational poverty. I'm tired of seeing diabetes. I don't want to see any more asthma. I don't want to see, any more dilapidated and was passing for education, poor educational systems. I do not want to see that anymore. I don't want to see any more dysfunction in the familial relationships. There's a paradigm that I want to see shift. So I name it. I name it, Robin. I name what I don't want to see anymore, that I don't want, and let it go into the drain. And then I get out and then I start claiming what I do want. Even though I can't see it, it doesn't matter, because our ancestors couldn't see freedom, but it didn't keep them from praying for it. we're benefiting from their prayers.
Yep, that's right.
So ancestrally speaking, it will be generations before it will come into view, but you got to hold the vision now.
Right.
So what's the vision now that we want to see when we come out of quarantine? So as an empathic soul, which is a person that is highly sensitive to the thoughts, feelings, and emotions, you can feel it from other people.
Yeah.
This is a energetic overload time for you.
Yes.
Get that thing off. Get it off. So I shower. Like I said, I've never showered so much in my life.
That's I was just saying, I was like, gosh, I've been living in the shower. But one thing that has helped me, and this was even before the pandemic, I call out, you said, verbalizing what you want. I always say, this is what I'm available for.
Oh, that's a good one.
Available for this. I'm available for that. And I actually, I'm going to see if I could try to find it on my phone. I have something.
Well, anything you say after I am is a prayer. So that is actually affirming, yes, what you want to see. So I love that I am available.
I have something that comes up on my phone every morning at 8 a.m. And this has been for like the last year and totally changed my life. It says, I am open to opportunities and people that affirm my value. That's it.
That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful.
That's the first thing I see every morning when I wake up I would say the last more than a year. I don't know where I heard that, but once I heard it, I said, I need to see that and say that every day.
And see, that's the other thing too, that I want people to pay attention to the signs and wonders. It's not always going to be a parting of a sea or a burning bush,
Right. It's not going to be that dramatic.
Right. But what it is going to be, you may hear a song on the radio, or you might look up at your clock and see 11:11 or 4:44. It might be these really subtle things to let you know that heaven is concerned with everything that is concerning you.
And there's so much comfort. There should be so much comfort in that.
Isn't that comforting to
you are not forgotten?
Yes. That even in this hour, I'm looking at the clock. I saw, I think it was sometime last week, and I was looking at the bank account like, oh Jesus, and
I know.
Having a moment, and then I saw 123. Look that up. That means divine right order. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
So don't worry. I got you.
That's praying in reverse. Worry is praying in reverse. So that avails nothing to us in the worry, and we can be concerned. I'm not saying don't be human and don't be concerned. But when you find yourself in an incessant worry, when you find and worry gathers right in that solar plexus area in the pit of our stomach. Yeah. That's not what God wants for you. You gotta let that go.
So I think it all starts with being still.
That's right.
And that's hard. That's hard for some people.
Well, look, we've been pushed into school. You have nothing. You're going to keep walking around the 4 walls of your house.
Yeah. So where you go?
Right. And your only luxury is to go out for essential items. So, Club Costco right now. Club Sam's.
That's it. But I haven't left the house in I don't even know how long.
Because a lot of stuff can be delivered. What, CVS?
I know that's right. I haven't. I'm like, nope. I'll be here, and But I think in general and overall, as we wrap up, this is all a shift, and we are shifting. And like you mentioned earlier, the best way to navigate all of this is to surrender to it, because it's out of your hands, and know that you're going to be taken care of and everything's going to be okay. Whatever that looks like. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to be pain, hurt, loss, sorrow. That's not what that means. But everything's going to be okay. And that's a process. So how can people reach out to you?
Okay. So, one, I just want to thank you so much for having me. This is just spirit filling, spirit affirming. So thank you for the invitation. And if people want to reach out to me, they can go to my website at Ber-Henda Williams.com, and that's BER Ber-Henda Williams.com. I'm all over social media. I'm not hard to find. You can go on to Facebook. Ber-Henda, last I checked, I'm the only one in the world.
Yeah.
You can find me on all social media
and you
platforms.
work one-on-one or just group?
I work one-on-one. I work one-on-one. I also do group. I've also had the opportunity to go into some corporate environments and work with with their teams. So if there are CEOs who are looking for picking up for their teams, I would be more than happy to facilitate a Zoom workshop, to help morale.
And I certainly don't want to speak for you, but you're someone, first of all, you're naturally gifted. And because of that, you really help people to get out of their own heads and get unstuck. And you're just, because you've helped me so many times over the years, and you will just say like a sentence and that'll like break the chain almost.
Well, amen. Thank you, God.
That's exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you. And then I move on. So for anyone who's watching and you are just waking up and going to bed feeling the same way every day, don't live like that. You don't have to live like that. Even during a pandemic, you don't have to live like that.
God doesn't want you to live like that. That's what I really want people to get and understand, that though there may be suffering
and that we're not being punished. I was hearing
that. Yeah. Girl. That's why you got to, again, like I said, get our social media.
Yeah.
Because the kingdom of God is at hand. It's right here. It's within you. And so anytime you feel that you are out of the kingdom, that you have stepped outside of the kingdom's borders, then you have to go back home.
Yes.
And remember, this is not this conversation, this energy, this perspective. No, this is not what God wants. Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Drop the mic. It's over. Thank you so much.